What's up, guys? My name is Adriel Rivera, and I make music in my shed. Join me today is somebody else who also makes music in my shed. Former gym bro, Adriel and Pres, Washington.
Yo, all right, this one and the last one have hurt too much, bro. They've hurt too much. Former gym bro is, wow, that's sad. It's not former, bro. It's just a break. It's just a break.
Okay.
I'm bulking.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You want to go to the gym with me?
I'm good, bro. Thank you for the invite, though. I appreciate that.
Actually, I didn't tell you this, but my gym membership had guest privileges on it, and then I canceled those guest privileges because I have in the past. But I didn't realize that I couldn't get them back because they're a legacy feature now, and I was grandfathered into it. However, so like they're off my bill, and I'm looking at my billing, and I didn't get billed for it this month, but I still have the privileges.
Hey, yo.
So did they forget? They might have forgot to take my privileges off, but they just don't bill me anymore.
That sound all right with me.
I hope that's how it works, because like based off of the billing cycle, like I should be off of guest privileges by now.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
Hey, bring a guest and see what happens. What if you get arrested, dude?
I did bring a guest.
Did you get arrested?
No.
Oh, let's go.
You want to go with me? It's free, basically.
I'm good, bro.
You can go to the gym for free. You don't even need to pay for Planet Fitness, bro. I got you.
I appreciate the invite, bro. I'm good, man.
You know what we're doing today, though?
I do know what we're doing today. Do you know what we're doing today?
I do. You asking me?
I mean, maybe. Where are you asking me?
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we're at a standstill. Well, today we are breaking down the instrumental for Oh Man.
Exactly. Well, the production for Oh Man.
I'm sorry, Adriel. I messed that up, guys.
I'm
I'm
so start
sorry.
all over again now. Oh my god. All right. Well, let's listen to this song so you can get a little refresher on how Oh Man sounds like. This is Oh Man.
Oh man, I think we're way too far to go by. What we've done's all it takes to know that it's best to give up the hope and let go. Oh, let go. Sleep hasn't felt the same without cold feet. If you let go, keep whatever you want from my OT. Oh, let go. Sheesh, I succumbed playing, she told me. If you let go, please, can we still? I'm lonely, and it got me thinking like, oh man, I think we're way too far to go right. What we've done's all it takes to know that it's best to give up the hope and let go. Oh, let go. If you let go. These days I feel so conflicted. Tension is high, I'm addicted. Maybe we're both a bit wicked. I could've never predicted the pain we've inflicted. The convos feel scripted. This gets so twisted. I wish it was different, but we can't resist it. Our feelings have drifted. Still we're here kissing. We're too far to fix it. Oh man, I think we're way too far to go right. What we've done's all it takes to know that. What we've done's all it takes to know that. Oh man, I think we're way too far to go right. What we've done's all it takes to know that it's best to give up the hope and let go. Oh, let go. If you let go. Oh, let go.
If you let go. Jeez. I Forgot to export the producer tag.
This dude doesn't do producer tags anymore.
I mean, it's on the song, the actual song, but I forgot to export it on the stems. What's your opinion on this song?
That was all right.
What was what?
No, you were about to say something.
Oh, because I'm gonna say it, but I want to know what your opinion is on the song.
Oh, okay.
In your opinion,
Yeah.
you did write on the song.
I think it was definitely like a different thing that I've heard from you, like, you know, back when you first played it. I'm just like, wow, this is definitely different. I like the groove of the drums a lot, and I like that lead synth. Like it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then I think also the way that you produce like around it and everything, and like a couple of these parts where like you drop things out, like I think it works really well.
Thank you. Yeah. Because I agree with you. It is a different song, a different vibe, stoner vibe. That's what I always say. I feel like this is like my non-stoner song.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a stoner, by the way. Just put it out there. But it did give me some like psychedelic rock kind of vibes. Yeah. And it was really cool. Like I've never made a song like this before, like you mentioned. Yeah. And in my opinion, out of the songs on my catalog, this is definitely one of the more underrated, or I don't want to say underrated or underappreciated, because I know there's people that appreciate it for sure. Yeah. But this one is definitely, I know that people probably don't prefer this one out of most of them. Yeah.
Just statistically.
Yeah. Speaking, like people probably don't like it. It doesn't seem like people prefer this one over the other ones. Yeah. Which is fine, you know, because I make music that I want to make, and the thing is, there are people that do resonate with the song, you know. Which shout out to those people that really do like this song, because I've heard people say that they really like the song, you know. So I know that there are people for the song, or this song is for people, I guess. And so shout out those people, because like it is a more weird something that I don't like. It not something that I dabble in with too much, you know, in terms of the psychedelic rock type of feel. Yeah. But it was fun. It is cool, and I still really appreciate the song. I appreciate that you wrote on it too. That was a fun experience. Yeah, yeah. Which we'll talk about more in the lyrics too, I'm sure. But yeah, like this, I really do appreciate the song. I think it's cool. I like to listen back to it every once in a while. Like, you know, there's a certain vibe with it that is just like it feels nice. It feels nice. Yeah. And the people that also feel that way, thank you. Okay, so let's break down this song. As you can see, we really only have like 5 stems on here, because this song surprised me in terms of how, like, quote unquote simple it is. It's like how you mentioned earlier. I feel like a lot of the variation comes from dropping a lot of elements and then bringing them back in, and the vocals also kind of give it, like, you know, a lot of variation too. Yeah, but once I explored the stems, I'm like, damn, it's really just like 5 stems here, you know? Like there's in terms of elements, like there's a good amount going on with the drums, but it's like they're drums. It's like its own stem, you know? So like, there's really only 5. Yeah. Which is crazy.
That's all you need sometimes.
It's all you need sometimes, for real. So speaking of drums, let's start off with the drums. So this is what we got at the beginning of the song. Just a ride. But then going into the verses, this is what we have for the verse. Got a little shaker going on. And okay, so drums kind of switch up later on the song, but I wanted to talk about this a little bit, because I do remember when I was producing the song for the first time. Not that I produced it multiple times, but when I was first producing the song, when it came to the drums, they weren't the first thing that I laid out. I think the guitar was, but I heard a drum beat in my head, and I was like beatboxing to it, right? Yeah. And so I think I voice memoed it or something like that. But whatever it is that I did, I knew that I had like a drum rhythm in my head. Yeah. You know, and so like I was beatboxing it, and I laid out the drums according to what I was like beatboxing. And so this was that beatbox sound that was in my head. And I think that's one of the reasons why, well, because you said you like the drums. Yeah. I like the drums too. And I think one of the reasons why is because it's like, it wasn't, a lot of times in production, at least in my production, drums are kind of like more of an afterthought, you know, like I fill in the drums as I go, but they're not something that like I actively like, I want it to sound like this. It's just more of like, we'll see where it goes. And if I like how it sounds like, I'll keep it. Right.
Yeah.
So when I was producing this, it was like, all right, these drums are going to sound like this. And I think that's part of the reason why I like them. You know, we like them.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it makes sense.
But going into the chorus, they change up a little bit. You get a little more consistent of a kick drum, and I've mentioned this in a lot of my other songs, to kind of sustain more energy in the chorus. Switching up the drums to have a more sustained kick, like as in like a kick on every quarter note, helps to build the energy or keep like a more consistent energy. And so that's what I have going on in the chorus. And we got a ride introduced now. But then when we start getting into the second half of the chorus, they switch up again. And then just to put that in context with the rest of the song so that you can like tune into the drums. This is the chorus, and then you'll hear it switch up to the drum beat changing. I like press the key. That's why you got some weird drum beats going on. My bad. But you heard that, you know, the drum beat switches up. And it helps to create that variation, like I was saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, like the song, it's more complex based on how the elements are arranged more than the amount of elements, right? So that variation keeps the chorus interesting. Yeah. So then post chorus, we're just going back to like, you know, this ride sound, you know, and then we bring the drums back. So we're over here. And from now on, the drums are the same. The only things I want to point out is that like in that little breakdown section after the second verse, you have the FL Studio metronome. And I've had people point that out before, saying how they thought it was really cool.
Yeah. I love the way that you did that too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just played the metronome of like, you know, at the BPM or whatever the song is, like through my speakers, and I just got my microphone and recorded it through the speakers. So like that's like legitimately just like the sound of my studio, like the room sound.
Yeah.
You know,
that's what the shed sounds like.
That's what the shed sounds like. Exactly, guys. So yeah. So here.
We're too far to fix it.
But there you go. Yeah. And just since I can do it, here's how the metronome sounds like. It's not the same BPM as the song, but that's like the FL Studio metronome, just so you guys know. And the only other thing from the drums is over here. I think it's this section right here where we have like a little censorship happening with the drums. Let me move back a little bit just so that we get the right time. Oh, metronome's still on. My bad. Let me redo this. But yeah, you had the little doing, you know, sound.
Yeah.
And in the context of the song.
Please, can we still? I'm lonely.
I remember when I did that and I showed you and you were like, that's really cool.
Yeah. Like great choice of sound to use and everything. Like yeah, it's fire.
Thank you. Yeah, I thought it was cool too. But that's it for the drums. Moving on from the drums, we got the bass line. The bass line, super gritty, which is awesome in this context. I don't think the bass line really does much difference in the verses and choruses. I think it's basically the same. But we'll see. Let's see. This is how it sounds like in the verse. And you can hear it's like sidechain to the kick, which is why it ducks down. Yeah, so for the most part, it's the exact same throughout the chorus and the verses, except for this part at the end of the chorus, where the chorus change a bit. And so bringing it in context with the rest of the drums. There you go. It's like when you just hear the drums and the bass line, it sounds very villain-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking like that sounds a lot different. So it feels different.
Yeah, right, yeah. And then so again, bass is basically that. That's really just what the bass is. And then on top of the bass, like the main fundamental instrument of the entire song is this guitar, right? So we have like this this pluck, going on. And I really like this sound. I think like I had an idea of how I wanted the tone of the guitar to sound like coming into the song, and this was like executed pretty well in my opinion. I think this is like a really good tone for the guitar that I wanted. And then that's also sidechain to the kick, which is why you hear it ducking down. But yeah, so that really gives it the whole like psychedelic sound. And that basically just repeats throughout the entire song. I don't really think it changes much.
I really like that guitar. Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds really good.
And so mixed in with the other elements like the drum and the bass, this is what you get. Which is like the main meat of the song. Oh, you know what? The guitar does change a bit in the chorus now that I'm listening to it. So in the chorus, we still have the same exact guitar going on, but there is another electric guitar that gets layered on top of it that like plays chords a little bit more, and you'll hear it right here. And so that just gives like the chorus a little bit more motion, a little bit more movement.
Got me thinking like
Hold on. Let me mute the vocals real quick. And the best way I could describe the sound of like that guitar, it's like very like awkward sounding. I don't know if that's like what comes to mind.
Yeah,
it sounds awkward, but like in a good way. It gives me like loner vibes.
Yeah,
if you were to like put this in a trailer of like a movie, I feel like this would be about somebody that is like, the outcast.
Yeah,
in like a high school where it looks gloomy outside. You know what I'm saying?
I hear that. I'm picturing it.
Yeah. So that's how I imagine the song, which hopefully, get a scene placement for. Jeez. Good, maybe potentially that'd be awesome.
If anybody's making movies,
let us know.
Yeah, let us know
for real. Yeah, you get a good PRO, royalties from that.
Yes, sir.
On top of that, in the chorus, we have this lead synth, which is like, I think the bread and butter, the thing that like people will notice the most is like this really weird sounding synth. And yeah, so it's like, well, hold up. Before I start talking about it some more, later on here, it like harmonizes. And the harmony has just like extra reverb. But yeah, so it's very weird sounding, and it's like it's got that half step, like so
Yeah.
like it sounds creepy in a sense.
Yeah.
It's like eerie. I remember when I was like putting it together, this was like something that I was like on the fence about. I was like, do I want it in here? Do I not want it in here? Like, this sounds weird, but I also don't see it sounding like anything else.
Yeah.
Like, these are the notes that I hear in my head, and I tried messing around with different notes, and I'm like, none of these other notes sound as satisfying to me as this, but it also doesn't sound like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's satisfying and not at the same time. And I think it has to do with that half step. It's like something about that, just like it's weird. It's weird, but to me it works.
Yeah. Yeah. It was what you needed.
Yeah.
It's what the song needed. Yeah.
Yeah. So without the vocals, this is how the entire instrumental sounds like. There you go.
Question.
Yeah.
For that lead synth, is that a sound that you had in your head? Like, it sounded like that, or you just had those notes and that was something that you found through like messing around?
Something I found through messing around originally, because I found the notes while I was singing along to it, And originally I was just gonna make it my voice, or just like background, like woo, you know.
Yeah.
And something led me to trying it with a synth, and I liked the synth idea, especially when with this sound, because I think this sound is a really good like sound for these notes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it complements it well.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving to the vocal production, we got just a lot of layering in the chorus. So this is the intro of the song.
Oh man, I think we're way too far to go back.
So we're layering octaves, right? So we have the higher octave, lower octave, but in the chorus we maintain that. Well, we maintain that in the chorus, but we add just a bunch of background vocals, just like yelling in the background, right? And I think it just gives so much atmosphere to the song.
It got me thinking like, oh man, I think we're way too far to go back. What we've done's all it takes to know that.
Yeah, I don't know what happened when I exported these stems. Like, for whatever reason, there's like little crackles at the beginning of some of these. In the actual song, it doesn't have that, but yeah. So those layering of the vocals in the chorus, like, I feel like gives so much atmosphere to the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and especially in the chorus. And so putting it together.
Got me thinking like, oh man, I think we're way too far to go back.
But yeah, so I think it's perfect. I actually messed around so much. I remember when I was doing the mixing for the song, like, I spent so much time messing with the levels of those background vocals, because I'm like, I want these to sit at the perfect volume.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want it to be too loud. I don't want it to be too quiet. I want it to be perfect. And
Yeah.
I got it there.
Yeah, because it adds a lot to the song, like you were saying, to the atmosphere. And so, yeah, I feel like that would have been like a critical mess up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But yeah, you nailed
exactly.
it. You nailed it.
Thank you. So going back to the verse, just stepping back a little bit, we have the main verse going on. And in the verse, we also have like background chanting vocals. They're not as atmospheric, but they're still there to add, some mass to the song.
Oh, let it go. Sleep hasn't felt the same without cold feet.
And then so those background vocals, I don't know if you remember, because I forgot until I was exporting the stems and I was like looking through the files. You were on those background vocals.
Yeah, I remember doing that. Yeah, I actually was just like looking through my files and I saw that and I was like, oh wow, yeah, yep.
Yeah. So those background vocals is a combination of me and Pres, yelling. So I guess you did sing on the song
Just a little bit. Yeah.
But yeah. So there's that, and also too, I don't know how I forgot to mention this, but like with the with the call and response going on in the first verse, I mean, you helped me figure out how to like write everything so that the call and response made sense in the first verse.
Right, yeah.
And I really like how we did that.
I'll let go. Sleep hasn't felt the same without cold feet. If you let go, keep whatever you want from my OT. I'll let go. Sheesh, I'm still contemplating, she told me. If you let go, please, can we still? I'm lonely, and it got me thinking like.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, that's just
Snapped.
snaps for real. Yeah. Good
Yes,
job, bro.
sir. Good job, bro.
But yeah, so I really like that. Coming on to the second verse, some interesting production going on. We have like a main vocal that is like mixed how I usually mix it, but we have it layered with like a unison vocal that has a radio effect going on, right?
These days I feel so conflicted. Tension is high, I'm addicted. Maybe we're both a bit wicked. I could've never predicted the pain we've inflicted. The convos feel scripted. How this gets so twisted. I wish it was different, but we can't resist it. Our feelings have drifted. Still we're here kissing. We're too far to fix it.
Yeah, and so that layer, I feel like it's like another thing that gives it like eeriness. And it's something that I've heard in other songs before that I've never done myself. And so I gave it a try, and this was a perfect context to do it in, you know?
Yeah.
So layering it in with everything else.
These days I feel so conflicted. Tension is high, I'm addicted. Maybe we're both a bit wicked.
But yeah, so there you go. And then just to point out a little bit more production stuff, when the instruments drop out, you might have heard it listening to the vocals, but all the reverb and sound effects, they cut out, and so it's just dry vocal when those instruments cut out.
We're too far to fix it.
And that's just like another production type tip where it's like if you're trying to make something more dramatic, cutting out all the effects to like just give it room to just be in your face like that. Beautiful. He does that. And yeah, so that's the production, bro.
There it is, bro.
That's the production. Any questions, comments, concerns?
None of the above. None of the above, man.
That's it. That's it. And if you guys want early access to my latest releases, because I release a song every month on the 25th, Oh Man was released back in October 2023, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, October 2023. If you want early access to my latest releases, just like how Oh Man was given out early access to, feel free to join my email list down below. What time is it, bro?
It is time for
Quote of the week.
Let's go.
All right, bro. You want to hear my quote?
Oh, yes, I do.
This is a quote from Virginia Woolf. She said, "The future is dark, which is the best thing it can be, I think." So, yeah. I think it's a pretty powerful quote. You know, thinking about your future. You know, do you know what's going to happen? Can you see what's going to happen? No. But maybe that's the best thing it can be. You know?
Yeah.
That uncertainty of like, I think. Like, we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But like, it's also, maybe it's not so bad that we don't. Because it can also mean that something good's going to happen.
Right.
So, the future is dark. Which is the best thing it can be.
Well, there you go.
I think. Yeah. Yeah. I like that quote.
Yeah. That's solid, man. Who is that again?
Virginia Woolf.
I don't know. Who is that?
I think she's like a feminist. Yeah. It was in a book I was reading. You know, that was a quote from her that, like, you know, she's not the author of the book, but she was mentioned in that book, and that was one of the quotes.
Okay. All right, cool. My quote is from Alex Hormozy and $100 Million Leads, because I'm still reading that book. And the quote is, "Yeses give me opportunity, nos give me feedback," which I feel like, use that for everything for the rest of your life. You know, no's are feedback.
Yeah, that's very true. That is very true, and I agree with that.
There we go.
Do you feel you've resonated with that recently at all?
I feel I've resonated with that recently at all. Yes. I also think like not even no, but like somebody not even somebody, but like not caring or not giving any thought to the proposition is also a sign that it's a no. So using that as a no and using that for feedback as well.
Like no response.
Like no responses. That type of thing as well. Yeah.
Great quotes, bro. Great quotes for this week.
We quoted up this week, man.
We really did quote it up. You know, now I'm thinking about it, I actually think Virginia Woolf is more of a Anne Frank type character. You know, with like being she was like she journaled back in like some sort of period of time. You know,
she journaled in a period of time. Gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
but like a bad period of time. You know
okay.
what I'm talking about? I think that's I think that's who she is.
Okay.
So my bad. But yeah, I'm not super familiar with her work, so
yeah,
don't listen to me.
Yeah, it's all good.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode. Feel free to go on Spotify, Apple, and rate the podcast, because it shows us that we're doing a good job or not doing a good job, and it helps us get out to more people.
For real, it really does, and we appreciate it for sure. My name is Adriel Rivera, and this has been
Tegan Pres, Washington,
and we make music in my shed.